Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 769 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined once again by JD Raider, Ben Funky Askren, and you, especially you. There's no show without you, frankly. I guess there could be, but it would be a lot more pointless. And I have to start off the show.
That would be weird.
It would be weird. But I have to start off the show with an apology. Ben, you said that, you had this scoring system that you wanted to do for the NCAA All-American picks. So I went back and I rescored it based on the criteria you wanted. And I'm man enough to admit that you still got last place.
Damn it. How close?
Well, JD had 72, I had 71, and you had 67.
Damn it.
So I guess it made it a little more competitive, but not quite enough.
I should have Wyatt Hendrickson gimmick. That into me right there.
Oh, now you're calling it a gimmick, Ben. You're a little fuzzy with your internet.
Yeah, what's up? It's kind of not a nice day out, so I wonder if it's something with that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, it's not super good.
Shoot. Refresh.
A quick refresh from Ben. Let's check in with JD, who's watching what looks to be an engagement ring commercial on Facebook. Do you have
no?
Nothing percolating. Not shopping.
Nope.
You're not gonna go to Jared.
Nope.
Does Colleen listen to FRL?
Not to my knowledge. I would be very surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get going. We left off at, if you didn't listen yesterday, you should go back and listen because it's kind of like two shows in one or whatever, because we're recapping the NCAA tournament. We left off at 149. Talked about Yanni a little bit. But one thing we actually didn't talk about with Yanni was he kind of had a viral semifinal interview where he called himself a coward and said and when Quint asked him what he needed to do, he said, have some nuts or grow some nuts. Ben, I'm curious for your thoughts on
yeah, I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I guess at times it's a balance, right? At times I think he gets he knows he's better than these guys, and he gets a little bit passive, and he had 2 6-3 wins in a row, and I think he was probably frustrated with that. And to your point, he didn't have a bonus point all NCAA championships for a guy who's that much better than everyone else, for him not to get any bonuses, kind of a letdown.
Yeah. Did not give up a takedown throughout the tournament, but it was interesting. And now we'll look to the freestyle scene for Yanni, I'm sure, as he'll be attempting to make yet another world team. He got over the hump last year, making his first senior world team. And it's funny to say that a guy that was a junior in college got over the hump, but that's just kind of where we are with USA Wrestling and with so many young guys having early success. Yeah. So let's go to 157. This was a fun weight, as most of them were, and it had the biggest. Would we say that Carr losing to Willis was the biggest upset of any weight?
Any?
Yes.
I don't think there's anything close, man. Undefeated NCAA champion,
healthy, as far as we knew.
As far as we knew, healthy. We had no.
So it wasn't like an Ironman situation.
No. Is it as far as we still know?
I think as far as we still, he came back and got third also, and it showed no reliabilities that I could tell. I think it was unquestionably the biggest upset of the whole tournament.
What's weird? What's weird is when he got sent to the WrestleBacks, it wasn't necessarily an easy path at all. And I just looked back at it. It was Sheets, and he barely won that one, 3-2. And I remember watching the match; it was competitive. She was a former All-American, but he was also a low seed. Mm-hmm. Then it was Young, who was a former All-American. He won that one 5-3. Then Franek, who was a high seed this year, he won that one 4-3. Then he goes medical forfeit, 6-3 over Lewan, and then 7-2 over Peyton Robb. So quite the challenging path back to third place.
He kind of got better as he navigated the consolations. The Franek match happened literally right in front of on the mat we were sitting at. And I'm pretty sure he was losing that match at one point. And it kind of looked like he was not going to win, and he had to score late to beat Franek. It really looked like he was not going to place there. And then wins that one. Then he beats O'Connor, but he gets the medical forfeit over O'Connor, and then Luan and Rob. So he righted the ship for sure. He outplaced Willits, who beat him. But yeah, it was definitely a huge upset. And then we had.
Well, O'Connor also, Christian, he lost first round too. I mean, so Carl lost second round, but O'Connor lost first round, and then wins 4 in a row, and then decides the medical forfeit after that. So I thought that was pretty gutty performance by him also.
Yeah, and when he lost to, everyone was sort of simultaneously ready for Austin O'Connor to out-wrestle his seed, yet totally prepared for him to do poorly just based on his injury. And, when he loses in round 1, I think everyone is just like, okay. And Casto is a guy who we talked about at HQ is like, hey, this guy's pretty freaking tough. He's not a pushover. But no one was predicting that win. But after he lost to Casto, you're like, okay, this is not going to happen for Austin. So he really did have to get really tough to wrestle back, and it's exactly what he did. So also at 57, we had Deacon when a couple things happened when Carr lost. You said, okay, now who's going to make the final here out of this top side? Because once Willits made it, it was like, man, anyone could do it. It's like, man, Ed Scott to the finals. I think that was the first thing. Andy had him on his fantasy team, so he was a little biased. So we're like, hey, man, Ed Scott to the finals. That's a real thing.
That could have been a thing.
It could have been a thing, but he ends up losing to Monday 5-3. And then I sent Nico has this video. We can maybe pull it.
Oh, is it the Peyton Robb pin over Ed Scott?
Oh my
gosh. That was
nonsense.
nonsense.
It's just such a bad. And listen, no one's saying, yeah, here's the match. We can play it in. So no one is saying that Peyton Robb wasn't going to win this match, right? He gets this 2-2 right off the gate. But Ed Scott's kind of a crazy guy. He does crazy stuff.
But I'm sure there were a lot of people that would say Ed Scott would come back.
And then boom, he gets this weird bottom leg cradle, very strange position. Brings him back, and they quit.
Come on!
That is just not a pin. I mean, under any circumstance, it's not even near fall. He wasn't even on his back.
Oh, that was
wall.
old number 6 again.
Yeah.
Oh, number 6 can catch the heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it stinks because it's like you're taking something away from Rob, but really it's not even about that. It's just like, man, it's just not a pin.
Because Christian, was that even near fall? If they didn't call the pin,
oh, absolutely not.
It's not near fall, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not near fall.
Oh my gosh.
So, but that was actually the round of 12 because Scott lost in the quarter to Monday, who he had beaten this year at the duel. And then Monday wins that one. And then Monday beats Will Luan 3-2 to make the final. And then
I didn't realize this, Christian, but Monday went 3-2, 3-2, 5-3, 3-2.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, very, very close. But he's a hard guy to take down, as we learned.
Very difficult. As
we knew. But then as he continued to show throughout this tournament. But then he beats Luan. And then in the Deacon match, he gets the takedown. I thought wisely, we were sitting there, and I said, you probably go neutral here in the third, right? 2-2,
yeah, right.
And try to win it on your feet. That's the place where you have an advantage, potentially. And we could play the match, the Deacon Monday match.
No, neutral was definitely the right call for him.
Neutral was the right call. And really the crazy thing, the most interesting thing about it, because Deacon, he's going to get to his single. He's going to get to it and get to it. But the danger situation and the lack of awareness once the 2 was given by Quincy was what basically sealed his fate and guaranteed a defeat. Because you can give up a takedown. If you can get off the bottom and get a takedown, you're fine. What?
He probably wasn't getting off bottom, though.
Well, certainly.
I understand theoretically, but
I mean, he's an NCAA finalist. It's not unreasonable that a guy can get off the bottom.
But he chose neutral for a reason.
Yeah, because he's better on his feet than he is on bottom. That doesn't mean he's not going to get off. I mean, Ryan Deacon's not, Kyle Dake reincarnated.
I mean, Christian, no, here's the deal. In that standpoint,
can we get to the deal?
I'm gonna break it down for you right here. At that point, let me just see if I can get exact statistics here. He only had 8 seconds of ride time, which isn't great. But essentially, you don't even have to be great on bottom. You just have to be fairly average. Because if you have, if you get, and like honestly, he could have bailed, but he was trying not to get the takedown because he probably knew he wasn't getting off bottom. Because if you're decent on bottom, you have 1 minute and 8 seconds to get an escape before they get a ride time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're at least okay on bottom, it's a good bet to take bottom there. Like, you choose neutral because like, well, I'm not going to get away from him, so I'm going to choose neutral.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it a little differently. I mean, not the bottom top choice, but just the idea. I mean, my whole point is this: it has nothing to do with that. It's like when you give up 2, let go of the legs and belly out, and then try to build up. He just hangs in this position where he knows he's giving up near fall, and just allows it to happen, and then that's when the match is over, not when he gives up the takedown. Even though Ben canceled the match after the 2 was given.
I mean, his actions, him choosing neutral, and then his actions after he got takedown, or in the way lead up to giving takedown, were pretty in a good indication that he didn't think he was getting off bottom.
Yes. So Deacon gets over the hump.
He got over the hump.
It's interesting. Probably at every point in our media career, we've picked Deacon to win NCAAs at some point, but never the year not the year he did it. He was probably a unanimous choice in the COVID year. And then last year, I don't know anyone that was picking against him, though I think we thought Carr would make it competitive. The last time they had wrestled, it wasn't. And then he didn't, so you're like, okay, maybe it's just not going to happen for him. And then sure enough, he beats Humphrey 6-2, which was I think that might have been your upset special there, Ben.
That was my upset special, and it was close for a quick minute there, but then Deacon gave him the business.
It's so funny because my brothers don't really watch wrestling, and they're like, Deacon is huge. I'm like, bro, he used to be a 49-pounder, and no matter what weight he wrestles, he looks like the biggest person in the weight class. Even when he goes 74, he's just a giant person. So congrats to him and Northwestern. Fantastic performance by
how good they did yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Hey, how about you guys did final rankings. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. I wish you guys had actual eligibility statistics on here. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
If you go to WrestleStat, they go by like their.
Well, you can see all their years on there.
But like they.
So what I was going to bring.
Junior next to it, meaning they have 1 more year left. They might not take it, but
yeah,
we just put whatever's on the official website.
Someone told me that Kennedy Monday had eligibility left, and I went and looked at his WrestleStat.
Kennedy Monday said he had eligibility.
He has 5 year. He had 5 years of college wrestling. Obviously, one was a redshirt, but then he also took a year off, and I'm pretty sure the clock does not stop in college wrestling. So I have a hard time seeing how he would still have 2 years left after 5 years plus a year off. But maybe, I guess it's possible somehow.
I don't know. I don't understand. He's Googling Kenny Monday WrestleStat.
Close. No, it's Kennedy, not Kenny.
But it still came up. Great SEO there for WrestleStat.
So O'Connor's done and Deacon's done, correct?
O'Connor's done? I don't think so.
It says senior on your website.
It goes off of what they put on their roster.
All right,
so he's probably not done.
Don't make it all about this. Jeez.
Sorry, I don't know what age they are. I just want to know how old these guys are. That's all. Don't hate me. I'm just trying to figure out how old these guys are. I want to know what's going on.
O'Connor has 1 more year.
Yeah, O'Connor's not done.
Okay, but Ryan Deacon is done.
Ryan Deacon is done. He was on the fence to even come back this year.
Yeah. And then you got Bergie's done, Caleb Young's done, a few other guys in there are probably likely done.
Yes. Quincy could be, I mean, Kennedy was a 65 last year, I think. Yeah.
He lost to Camamine first time.
Yes, he did. So I don't know about Kennedy Monday. I don't understand how he could have 2 years left, but.
And it was a high school kid. He said Kennedy Monday to Arizona State. I'm like, okay, got it.
Perfect.
I don't know how that makes sense, but sure, let's do it.
Yeah, why not roll it out?
Teams and whatnot.
So 65. We all guessed all 8 All-Americans. I think we talked about that yesterday. We got all 8.
That was pretty wild.
Pretty wild, for sure. So Keegan, we talked about, and I went back and rewatched the Wick. I hate to bring it up, but I just don't know what happened there. The Wick Griffith semi.
Yeah,
he literally just lets go. He does this,
relaxes,
and just lets the guy. I don't understand what happened. Maybe you should have asked him or whatever. And I did see the headgear kind of he gave a little tuggarooski, but
a little tuggarooski.
You know, it happens.
A little bastida.
Yeah. You don't want to stop it. And that was.
I mean, you guys do know grabbing the headgear is illegal, right?
It's very illegal. It is a penalty. It's a penalty point.
Okay. I don't think it's ever. Well, because the fix in Suriano wasn't called. When was the last time in a notable match that we've had a headgear pull for a point?
Zahid Mark Hall.
Oh, a good callback right there. So that's been like 6 years, 7 years.
That's crazy to think about. But no, that was 2017 NCAA. So 5.
Okay. Oh, wow, only 5. All right. Wow.
Yeah, so that was the last notable one. Yeah, it is illegal to do, and it is a great setup actually. If it were legal to do, you can really swing into that single leg a lot more effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's interesting because both Dayton and Evan reacted to it. If you remember, when Dayton's got pulled, he points.
Yeah.
And then when Evans got pulled,
because at the time everyone was like, just wrestle.
Yeah. And then same thing with it must feel like
feel hard. Yeah. Also obvious.
Yeah. Which, I wonder why Cal Poly didn't challenge that.
That was what I thought they were challenging, actually, because they did throw a brick, but they were challenging the timing, not the other part of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not good use of the... Because Evan clearly felt it and wanted them to challenge it.
Yeah. So I gotta think that's gotta be the reason why he relaxed. I'm hoping. Because otherwise maybe thought the time was up. That was it. But yeah, he had that one in the bag.
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately.
Yeah, because he had riding time. My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
And someone else told me he didn't realize he had ride time too, which would have made it tied. Which is not really a reason for him to relax. But
unless he thought he was losing.
But it was tied. It was 5-5. And he had the ride time or whatever.
I know. I'm just trying to find a way to explain it.
Yeah, for sure.
A slept-on match that I guess I didn't realize it happened. It's fun looking back through the brackets. I didn't realize that Hamady and Ramirez had a 15-11.
That was wild, dude. Because Hamady killed him in the dual meet.
Destroyed him.
And
Julian put it together. He had a really good. He didn't place, but he had a good tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Ramirez was probably likely cutting a lot of weight, and that was why. Because he had the first takedown in the duel, and then he just got killed. But this one was wild. So yeah, it was takedown Ramirez, escape takedown Hamady, reversal, and they put him right on his back. And honestly, if the time didn't run out, it likely would have been a pin there. And so he was up big, and then Hamady just kind of came back really hard on him. So he was up, what's it, 2-2-4, 8 something, 8-3, and then Hamady just came back and smashed him after that.
Honey Badger.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he lost. Dude, he almost beat
Karchla, right?
Round of 12. Yeah. I mean, it was a late. He was up 1 late, and it was savvy wrestling from Karchla, whose eye was just like he was basically a cyclops.
Cyclops.
He got in. He actually attacked the other. You know how normally he attacks his opponent's right leg. He ended up a head outside on the other side, and he ended up finishing neutral danger in like the last couple seconds.
Yeah. I seen that. Yep.
It was a really exciting, very exciting conclusion there in that round of 12 to get Karchla on the podium.
Friday night it's the best night of wrestling, but it also kind of sucks because there's 6 mats. It's not possible to watch all the matches. You know, I had 2 screens going up on the semis, and I had another screen on whichever wrestleback was the one we wanted to watch the most. But dude, you're still missing 3 mats. It's stupid.
I mean, watching it, it's like, man, how can we extend this? How can we make this tournament longer? How can we? Right? How can I bottle up this moment a little bit more? Because it's so intense and like, there's so much that you miss, and it's so compelling.
Honestly, you know how they could do it, Christian? Would be I don't want to say, and probably 4 guys who don't All-American are probably like, Ben, I hate your freaking guts right now. If you save the blood round matches till Saturday morning will be a better session. Now, it sucks because you'd have to have those guys would compete 4 times that morning, because the blood round of 8, round of 6, and then the placement matches, right? Or a couple of them would potentially. But yeah, I mean, that would make that morning session a lot more intense, because that morning session, while it's fun, is kind of really laid back because you have, I don't want to say everyone kind of where they're at, but you have the 7th and 8th, they're by themselves, right? You have and then you have the Conti semis, and they're going to take either the 3rd, 4th, or 5th, 6th, depending on how it goes.
Right. What if they did the blood round before the semis? Like, just start that round even earlier.
I think that'd be awesome.
That would be so cool. Get it away from
it. It might be too much. I mean, because now you're going to go almost, 4.5, 5 hours of like really intense wrestling.
Well, not for one person. It is an intense thing.
For me.
Okay, well,
JD?
sign us up for it. It's fine. I think
I like tough wrestling.
It's already an insane ask of wrestling fans as is. I think if you could, I think everyone feels the same about Friday night.
Yeah. Or I mean, let me ask this question. Or is the reason that it's so awesome is because there's literally zero dull moments. So meaning, like, if there's a semifinal that's a little boring, you can just click over to one of the wrestleback matches and listen. There's gonna of the 4, there's gonna be an awesome wrestleback match going on. Like, there is literally no downtime because you can click over and watch something or whatever.
For sure, and yeah, maybe that round loses its luster. I feel like semis are great enough that they could be on a standalone kind of thing.
Yes.
Dare to dream. They probably won't do it, but NCAA's is fantastically run and highly entertaining. So yeah, maybe don't mess with that round. Okay, you're definitely drinking out of the fire hose with that one.
Yes.
There's Kirch's eye.
There's his eye. His one eye. His one good eye. You ever had a black eye that bad, Ben?
I was really, when Lyman Good was eye gouging me in the Bellator title fight in 2010, my eyes right here got super swole up, but never above here.
Interesting.
I think because I'm really bony there. I kind of cut easy. I've got cut so many times right here, like probably 9 times. I've got stitches or glued it there.
Oh my gosh!
One time Matt Pell and I went chest to chest and landed, and faces bounced off of each other. No good.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here it is. Bellator. Look at your face.
Oh, it's not good because he kept eye gouging me.
I'm sending this to you.
You just look really sad there.
Yeah, you look sad. Someone should tell you won, dude.
I did once have it didn't turn that black, but when you blow your nose and then your eye blows up. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I've never had that happen to me, but
I've heard about that.
That happened to me once, and it swelled shut. Well, I don't know, I took a knee or something, and it to the face, and you're like, ow, that hurts, and then you continue practice, and then you go to blow your nose, and all of a sudden,
I think one black eye from wrestling and one from the place I used to work at. I got elbowed right in the eye by.
All right, hey,
troubled youth.
Evan Wick, he's done. He's done out of eligibility. Alex Marin out of eligibility. Wenzel, is he out of eligibility?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure he is.
And Valencia definitely is.
He has to be by law.
Has to be. Bullard out of eligibility.
Yeah, gotta be. Get him out.
Get him out.
So
Wenzel's not.
We got 2 ambulances
How
for
is
Wenzel.
Wenzel not?
He's got one more.
But this says senior, and this says senior.
Yes, but for a year, he only used 3 years of eligibility.
Well, freshman.
Freshman, sophomore, free year, junior.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, he's had so many years of college. He's also going on his 7th year next year, so he'll likely be back.
What a legend.
Wow.
See you soon, Jake.
Bonus. 13% last year, 19% this year.
Okay, who else is back 65? Keegan O'Toole's super back. So is Griffith.
Super back. Griffith's back.
Meaty, Hall, Kirchla.
Yeah.
Anyone you see changing weights here? I don't think
there was
Kirchla
rumors
can.
of Griffith. There was rumors of Griffith going up. Those obviously went away. Maybe Mitty. I don't know. He doesn't look like he's cutting a lot of weight though by his energy level, but he does look like he's got a large frame.
But he's scrawny. He's not big.
I know, but he's tall.
He's tall, but he's gonna have to put on a decent amount of muscle to go up to 74.
But he's young. So
he's like 18.
a lot of young guys.
I'm aware that he could. I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm just saying.
You're saying he can't get big and strong.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's going to have to if he wants to be successful at 74.
Fine. You got to wrestle him too.
Take him out. I don't care how big he is.
Yeah. That's the match we need. Hamady versus Raider. Apparently it's Hamady.
Hamady. The whole year.
Yeah, all year long.
That's the worst when you get it in your brain that it's one way. And then now it's hard to change.
It's hard to change, but people can change.
If you can change and I can change, we all can change.
Oh God!
All right, so Wick's gone. We lose a lot, but Keegan's back. Who could enter this weight? That's another interesting question.
Facundo obviously didn't have a great redshirt year.
He's not yet entering that category.
I don't think so. You always mentioned David Carr going up, and I actually don't think David Carr looks that big for 57. So
I know it was definitely.
It was a thing 2 years.
Yeah,
ago,
when he was
it is not a thing anymore.
When he was a freshman, he was like, "I am moving up at some point." He's like, "This is terrible," but now he looks pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, probably nobody. When I look through the list of those guys, they'll look. I mean, Rob has been 65, but he looks like he should be 57.
Is it just me, or has there not been? Are there not going to be a ton of like guys who are redshirting this year that are going to have like major impact? And I don't just mean at 65.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember, we talked about that. We were talking about Hamady specifically. I remember we went back and looked at the class of 2021 versus the class of 2020 and how many guys had already made an impact from the class of 2020. And the class of 2021 were like, we kind of looked at it and we're like, not very many yet. And then even next year, we were like, not sure.
I wrote an article last month about the best guys. The guys had the best red shirt at each weight. And a lot of them aren't game changers. Now, this wasn't.
Yeah. What about Richie Figs? What's he gonna do?
Yes. See, this wasn't guys that redshirted but didn't compete. This was guys who they had the best redshirt.
He didn't compete.
No.
It's not a good sign.
But I mean, okay, here I'll go through the list for you guys real quick right here. We'll go top 10. Richie Figueroa. It's going to be interesting to see where he fits in. Facundo, we already discussed, did not have a great redshirt year. Gallagher, I think he's in the same boat. Van Ness, we didn't really see at all.
He looked good when he wrestled some opens. He looked good.
Okay, Ayala, we obviously saw him and saw how he competed. Hamidi, that's probably your freshman of the year. Chance Lamer, I'm guessing will find the lineup next year.
For sure he will.
Kyle Valencia will likely find the lineup next year. I don't know how good he had some not so great results.
He beat someone good. He beat Hayden Hastings this year,
but then lost to Hastings later in the year.
Yeah,
and he had to beat him at the Cowboy Open. Hastings on turf.
Wow.
Yeah. Vanderveer, who I don't think he competed at all this year.
No, he did not.
I don't know if Northwestern can develop guys. So we'll have to see.
Now that's your top 10. I mean, it's weird that you're kind of almost thinking like, wow, compared to 2020, this is kind of a weak class, but that's kind of what it feels like.
Voinovich and Henson were two more guys who might be worth mentioning.
Yeah, if only because they're going to potentially start for power programs.
Yes.
Patty, I think, could be really good. I mean, he did lose to Levi Haynes, but I think Levi Haynes could be pretty good.
A lot of people lose to Levi Haynes.
I think he's going to be good. Patty Gallagher, he had 2 losses. Lost to Levi Haynes, and he lost to Michael Pettit from Buffalo. So You know, he had a 3-2 over Derek Fields. You know, actually, a guy that I saw at North Carolina State, AJ Kovacs had a win over Ed Scott, and he had a few other good wins this year also.
Yes.
He might be a guy. Is he class of 2021 or class of 2020? I don't recall.
I don't know.
20, I believe.
Anyway.
I'm curious, what NC State's lineup's going to look like next year too.
Yeah, because they're not losing a ton.
Hayden, Tariq. That might be it.
Yeah.
So they'll be good again next year.
Man,
they were.
It's Robbie Howard back. Where did Robbie Howard go this year, Christian?
He was injured. I think he had surgery, recovering, that whole thing. So he'll be back next year. Should be there 25.
Yeah, but this class of 2020 is like it's really good. You're having tons of guys obviously having impact. So, AJ Ferrari already NCAA champions, Plot All-American, Amos Junior World Champ, but obviously didn't have success. Trevor Giovanni's been good. Elam's been good. Ed Scott's been good. I mean, just a lot of really Poznansky's All-American. A lot of really good guys in this class.
Yeah.
Nate Hall All-American.
Dang. That's a really good class. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of wait and see with this 2021 class. Hamady, right now, if you had to bet on one career for the duration,
Gotta be Hamady.
It's got to be him, right? He's got the. I mean, we'll see. Figueroa,
He got All-American.
Mm-hmm. He's already got one. So that's 65. Karchla was rumored to be someone that wanted to move up, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that next year because
Ethan Smith's got one more year.
Smith's got one more year, and Ohio State basically returns everyone.
Yes.
Where do you think Kennedy fits into this mix?
Patrick Kennedy?
Oh, Patrick Kennedy. Got it. We're talking back on Kennedy
Monday for a second.
I was like, you know what? That's a great question, JD. I think he's an All-American next year. I mean, I feel like,
Think
2
so?
years. Yeah.
He lost to who did he lose to at Scuffle?
Someone pretty good. I'll look it up.
We lost to Peyton Hall for sure, but then there was one more, I thought.
Yeah, you're right. He had 3 losses. He lost to Formato from App State.
Formato.
Peyton Hall, and he lost to Bull.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. He's already had 2 years in college. I'm not saying he can't be, but like he's a guy that I'm gonna say is on the outside looking in. Like he'll probably start your ranking somewhere between 7 and 12.
Well, I think this. So if he goes 65, which that would
Probably
what I
likely.
anticipate. 65, as we just said, loses quite a bit. I don't know. I am projecting.
Not really. Only 3, Christian. He loses Wick, Marinelli, and Valencia were the only 3.
Yeah. Like Keegan's gonna be a flash in the pan. He's gonna come back. Probably round of 12 max next year.
I've just been informed Wenzel would need to get a medical red shirt for the 2018-2019 season to come back.
Okay.
So
They
he's
give
probably
those
not
things
coming
out
back.
like
Well,
candy.
Keith Gavin texting you right now. Mama Wenzel.
I got connections.
He's good connections. Deep inside pit. It's probably Kyle Brackey. Just sowing misinformation about his top rival.
Yeah, I am interested to see a few of those Oklahoma State guys. Voinovich went down there. I mean, some of those guys aren't filling. Voinovich, Mastro, the bigger Mastro. Be interesting to see how that lineup fills in.
Yeah, I wonder for Oklahoma State, who for the class of 2022 could potentially wrestle right away for them? Who do they have coming in?
Class of 2022.
Who?
Oklahoma State.
They got 2022.
They got a Ferrari coming in.
Yes. They got a Ferrari. Jordan Williams coming in.
He might need a year.
Yeah.
He could. I mean, well, because 57's graduating. Who else is graduating for Oklahoma State? 57, and that's not 49.
Woodlake will be back.
Woodlake will be back. 74, 84 is graduating.
80,
So
but they're gonna bring in Montalvo.
Yeah,
He's good.
call.
He'll be good. So you go Fast Twitch, Serber. So they start with Mastro, Dayton, 41.
Carter Young probably again.
Carter Young again with the year, another
G
year.
again.
G. So we'll roll back a lot of the guys. So it's really 57.
57, yeah.
57, the only real weight where it's not super clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they go Jordan Williams right out the gate. He's gonna be fun. He is.
I mean, Ferrari's that way, so Ferrari just beat him too. So maybe Ferrari goes right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they wrestle off. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Good problems
and
still.
And obviously,
Kimbo
Voinovich is there
Ferraris,
too.
sign me up.
Oklahoma State's gonna be fun next year, as is Ohio State.
But we did say that about Oklahoma State this year too, and they kind of. I mean, obviously you had the AJ thing, but even without the AJ thing, they definitely didn't perform to expectations.
No, I think a little bit. With guys like Sheets and at least certainly Whitlake was hurt. That hurt a lot.
But Carter Young, I think, especially after World Trials, we were expecting probably more out of Carter Young and didn't get it. Obviously, Trevor Mastro had a not great NCAAs. I think it was probably disappointing if you're a Cowboy fan.
For sure. Yeah, I'm sure they were disappointed. Okay, should we go to 74?
No, let's keep talking about Oklahoma State.
Let's keep talking about.
Well, actually, Ohio State's kind of interesting because they don't graduate anyone. They had All-Americans at 65, 74, 84, 97, and heavy. Was he All-American this year? He has been before.
Orndorff has been.
Did he make it this year?
He did not place.
He did not. He got called. We lost to Paris. But you think they're probably going to start the Bouzakis and Jesse Mendez right off the bat, so that could potentially fill in some of the spots where they're not great. They're probably bring Patty out at 57, so it'd be interesting to see what they turn into this year also.
Yeah, you got to figure it's Malik, Bouzakis, Mendez, Sasso, Patty, Karchla, Smith, Romero, Hoffman, and then either Feldman. or Orndorff.
Oh, I'm putting Feldman.
Roll him out.
That dude's good. Put him in.
Can you beat Orndorff?
Yeah, he can beat Orndorff next year. Maybe not right now. Maybe right now.
Maybe right now.
Yeah.
He's freaking good.
And then by March of next year.
By March of
12
next
months.
year?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So, yeah, very
I
exciting.
mean, he's a guy, Christian, you say, like, this guy could go challenge people right away year one, maybe. He's good.
You think he's that good?
I mean, like, I think there is the capability. Am I guaranteeing it? No, definitely not. But I think, yeah, he's like, when I watch him wrestle, I'm like, damn, this guy's like really good. I'd be interested to see how he does. And especially he's going to continue to get better, in the spring. I hope he wrestles for like a junior world team so we can maybe see him against a couple of these guys. Or maybe these guys are too old for that. Actually, yeah, that's fine.
Some of them might be. I mean, Cassiope was U23. Kirkfleet, Paris are too old.
Actually, they probably all are.
Yes.
They're heavyweight is old. Jeez Louise.
These old big guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, to him, Nick Feldman versus Cassiope right now. Do you think that's competitive?
I'd be interested to see. I'm not saying Cassiope's killing for sure. Yeah, I'm interested to see.
Yeah. His leg attacks are going to be a real differentiator if he can maintain that at the college level. Yes. 74. Right. Plenty to discuss here. We've got Heidley and Kimmer quarter was like the number one quarter to watch for this weight. And it was Heidley that won. He actually won both times. And it's interesting because Kimmer had long been a thorn in Heidley's side going back high school days and even before. But Storace really, up until the finals, was pretty unchallenged. And it made me think, like, when he beat Hayden 10-3, I was like, man, I don't know if Makai's going to do much better than that, right? I figured it'd be a little bit harder for him to get 10 points on Makai, but figured like a 5-1 type of thing. And, man, it was there's nothing that actually separates those two.
No.
Lewis and Storace. It's just like criteria when he won by a couple seconds of riding time. Not even like
should have taken neutral.
I thought he definitely should have taken neutral for sure.
Yeah, because no stall warnings, I don't think, on Storace.
6 seconds of riding time, it's basically impossible.
I mean, so the question there becomes, can you escape in 6 seconds or less, or are you more likely to get a takedown in 30 seconds? Is like that's the equation you're running, right?
Yes, and when they can drop down to the leg, you're probably more likely to get a takedown.
There's one other factor in your equation.
Him locking his hands.
Professor Askren. You can, if you can get 2 stall calls in 30. That's a little harder, but
You can't get no way you're getting that on top, on bottom or neutral.
on neutral, you can't. It's impossible. You're saying. I mean, we've certainly seen it, and especially when everyone knows you should stall in that scenario, and the refs are like woke on it.
Man, I feel like we're that far in overtime. The ref ain't calling stalling. He hasn't called stalling once in this long. He's not calling stalling twice in 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe not. We can pull in the Starachi Lewis final because it was freaking
Soriano,
amazing.
Maybe. Glory Soriano, they called it.
They were going Johnny Quickstall on Nikki.
Yeah. How about was this number 6 not calling? They having to challenge this takedown on the edge?
No, it wasn't number 6. My gracious, though. You can play this. I kind of forgot this first exchange from Makai.
Almost got him.
How close he was. This was really, great. Shin Wizards kind of get poo-pooed, but man, they shut down a lot of attacks. I think you poo-poo them at times, Ben.
I don't love them. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be less effective. People are getting to be really good.
This is the wildest thing I've seen.
It was like so.
How do you not call that a takedown? Right
and
away?
here's the thing. Can we pause it for a second?
Yeah, sure.
And listen, they got it right. So should we really focus on it?
No, we shouldn't. Well, I mean, one of the things we can say, because I don't think it's been brought up, Christian, or maybe I said it yesterday, if someone said it, is that it was unfortunate how many calls were not changed in the booth. And there was a handful of ones that seemed to be relatively obvious, and they went to the booth and they still didn't get changed. You're like, what the hell are they looking at in the freaking booth? This is crap. And so I would be curious to see what the percentage changed in the booth was. I think it's probably under 10%.
Yes. So this one was weird to me because at first I thought, okay, he accidentally blew them out of bounds right away, and then that's what happened. But he actually lets them wrestle on in this position for a while, and then he comes and says they were out when he was clearly in the whole. So I don't know what happened or how. Weird. It was one of those things where it's like wrestling Twitter is about to completely explode if they don't get this right. But it was so obvious there was nothing they could do. So they ended up getting it right. So carry on with this match. And then Starachi, I was really wondering if he was going to finish this attack that he gets off, because when he doubled off there, I thought that might have been when the mistake.
Lewis pops his hips up on top, and then Carter, kind of knee slides in and gets a tight lock. But damn, when Makai popped up, you're like, oh my God, Makai's going to get out of this somehow. And then
yes, like not here, right here. Boom,
right. He popped up, and oh man, yeah, that was close.
As soon as he got to his feet, I was like, he's gonna get his hips back, and freaking, he just knee pounded right in. I mean, it's freaking great. It was so high level, and so then we have the tiebreaker, and it's sort of unsatisfying because you just want to see something definitive. But
so how do you feel about I mean, I guess we haven't even talked about this and I feel like because of the 2-minute sudden victory, which I like way more than the 1 minute, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if the ride time it's almost like criteria in freestyle, but I don't know if I feel as though the ride time is definitive enough.
I hate it.
I'm not a big fan at the point when it happens, but part of me is like, man, 2 minutes. You have 2 extra minutes.
Yeah.
On.
So by the time they're done with that, there's 10 minutes of wrestling.
10 minutes of wrestling, and in general, when you have matches like that, there's not been a lot of riding time. So basically, most of the matches been on their feet as this. So you're looking at probably 8-9 minutes of neutral wrestling and you can't get any separation. So then it's like, okay, well, how do we create some sort of separation? Because someone has to win the match. So you say, well, they've wrestled. You can't just leave them on their feet forever. We know that's not a reasonable solution. We know they're not going to turn each other. So we have to come up with we have to come up with something. So if you ride the guy more than he rides you, that is at least something. So you can hate it, but at the same time, other than...
How do you feel about after those 30 seconds, it's tied, either first point scored or flip, probably first point scored, gets choice, top and bottom, 30-second, you score, you win, you ride them out, you win. I like that more.
I wouldn't hate that at all.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
That feels more definitive. That feels like now if you win the flip, you get the choice of what do you want to do here. You want to go bottom or you think you can ride them. and then you have to do that for the time.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
And you have to go top or bottom.
well, I know this. When I came to when those 2:30 seconds ended, I was like, I want more of this. Well, I want more of something. So something else would have been better. Does it solve the problem? Because then if it's all on first score and the first guy got the escape or whatever, I don't
But
know.
not in all, man. I mean,
play some
especially
strategy and wanting to get first points in the match.
yeah.
True.
And I mean, I don't know. Like, I think if you're Mackay and you got choice here, Carter may be able to ride him out. Like, he's not getting out every single time. He's not getting out in 30 seconds, especially if Carter knows he has to ride him to win the match. Because, like, in that sudden victory or in the second overtime there, Carter knows once he's beat him in ride time, he just can let him go and he's going to win,
Yeah, for sure. It was
So
interesting.
there's not like a guaranteed ham.
Yeah. So it was the one thing about the match was how visibly fatigued Lewis looked, like in the times between wrestling.
Yeah.
But when it was wrestling time, it was like how we've seen the Russians. Like it's like, oh, this guy's dead, but no, he's not dead. He can actually still really wrestle. So it was.
Yes.
So Starachi ends up winning that. Anything else notable on the?
This was a fun weight class. Let's see.
It was a fun weight. Looking at the backside.
Aishin's Ethan Smith was wild first round. Oh my God, 13-12. Do you remember that match? It was the first night. It was the first morning.
No.
It was totally crazy.
Well, then
You don't remember this match? It went nuts.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay, so essentially, Aishin's put him on his back in
Oh,
the
yes.
first period,
Mhm.
and then was able to maintain the lead through the second period. But then Smith started coming back on him in the third period, and then Aishin's got an escape to win the match like super late.
Yes.
Like Ethan Smith, I don't know why it felt like he should. I think maybe he didn't try to cut him after he got it was a tying takedown, right?
Yep.
And he didn't cut him right after that. And then I think then after a while he's like, well, shoot, now I got to ride him out because I don't have time to cut him and take him down again. But then Aishins was able to get out really late to win the match.
Okay. Yes, I do remember that now.
This is insane.
But Smith also had a crazy match with Dustin Plott. He was up.
I don't remember that one.
I think he was up 7-2 and lost 9-7 in sudden victory.
Yes.
Oh, so he didn't even All-American?
He did not. He DMP'd.
That match was
Oh my
wild.
gosh.
Yeah, that was a round of 12 match.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. I don't know if you guys know this. Can you complain to Trek? But sometimes I press the X on the bottom and it won't freaking get the ad out of there. And now I can't click on the bout number.
That's just for your computer. That's a special program they're running.
What?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Sorry.
It won't go away. Get it, damn it. All right. Who graduates here? It's got. I think this one actually graduates a lot because I think
Kimmer's got
Kimmer and
another
Massa-
year.
Stop. I think Kimmer and Massa, they're all gone, right? All right. It says Clay Lout and Ethan Smith, they're seniors, but I'm not so sure they're seniors.
Smith's back.
The senior?
Lout, man, he's a senior. That would really surprise me. I'm pretty sure he's back.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Okay. Then Ant-Man says senior. He should probably be gone. When he tried fighting whatchamacallit first round, that
Lance
was
Runyon.
incredibly stupid. Like, dude, get lost.
He's Ant-Man does have another year though.
Okay.
Ant-Man
And then
forever,
Fine
I
Silver and
say.
Hastings. Fine Silver and Hastings. They feel old.
They feel old. Well, the
Yeah.
Fine Silvers feel old because there's been one in college since 2012, basically. So let me look
I
at.
think Fine.
I think
Silver
Lout's back.
has another year.
So Lout had Lout. How about this? 2018, Lout was 4-15.
What?
4-15. The next year he was 24-8. Then 21-7, 9-5 last year. Records
he
don't
went to
count.
Dolly Parton.
He went Dolly
Score.
Parton last
Oh,
year.
definitely. He might have 2 years left.
Shoot. Yeah, I think he does. He's definitely
You
back.
got a red shirt in here and a free year?
Mm-hmm. Free year, redshirt year. He'll be back. No doubt.
Well, actually,
I like
hold
Lout.
because he's only got 1 year. Because 2018 would be a real year, 2020 would be an eligibility year, and 2022 would be an eligibility year. So that's 3 years of eligibility he's used.
3-piece. There you go. So 1 year
Right.
for Lout. Yes, you're right.
Free year in 2021 and redshirt year in 2019.
So 74.
He was,
looks-
in all fairness, He was 4-15 because they forced him to start as a true freshman. Looking at the thing,
Still, I mean, most guys that end up being All-Americans, very few of them would have a record that poor their freshman year.
Sure.
And a couple years later, be on the podium, and he was pretty good. He was 24-8 the next year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 74 next year looks like probably run back the same final if you had to just like guess. I thought Lewis looked big once again. I thought he was noticeably bigger than Carter.
Really? Oh,
I
actually
thought.
thought.
Oh, really?
I thought Carter looked bigger. I think Carter was
I thought
big.
they were about the
but
same.
Oh my gosh! I
Given
thought
the lineup,
Makai's
they're
like
not going
back. I thought Makai looked bigger. Who knows?
Oh no, I think Carter's super big. What about Labriola? Labriola feels like he should be done
Labriola
too.
does look huge.
No, I'm saying done. Eligibility he feels
He's
old
got
as
another
crap.
year.
Yeah,
Really?
he has another year.
Wow.
He's I remember he's Whitlake's age because they wrestled it. Who's number one that one year? So yeah, he had his redshirt year. Doesn't count. 1, 2. That didn't count. Yeah. Wow. He may.
No,
He's only got one more
because
year.
One more year,
2019 was 2019, 2020, and 2022 were all eligibility years.
Yes.
Wow.
So he'll be back.
Interesting.
He took 7th this year, but then it's like, so you're like, oh, down bad tournament for Labs. It's like, no, he lost to Cameron Starachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll be those
74
guys.
was tough, man. Super tough.
Yeah. Very tough weight class. Probably the best one, right? Probably say so.
There's a couple. I mean, 97 was great. 65 was great.
I don't. Come on. No,
What?
it wasn't.
Which one?
97. It had a lot-
97.
97 had
fun.
a lot.
Parody.
97 had parity. It had a lot of good wrestlers. It was not great.
Why not?
Because the best wrestlers, because I don't think
AJ wasn't there.
because I don't think Jacob Warner and Max Dean are like comparable to Starachi, Lewis, even O'Toole, Griffith level caliber guys. Personally,
I don't disagree with that statement. I don't know. I just like when you go. I feel like 97 went really, really deep. So I feel like when you go 10, 11,
it's the
12,
deepest
13,
weight. I'll give you that.
Okay. All right. We'll go. That's fair.
I love to be fair.
Well, 84. 84 was good, though, because you
Ooh.
got the top 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Truex beat Parker, and then Parker came back and beat Hidley and Truex. Top 5 are really good at that weight class.
Truex is so good, man.
Yes.
He's right. I mean, it was sudden victory with him and Amin in the semis.
Yeah.
That was very, very nearly a final. So, I mean, the final here, Brooks over Amin, really controlled by Brooks. Got it done on top. Tons of riding time. 6-4 over. Man, I thought Hidley almost snaked this one. I thought against Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Very close. There were a couple of exchanges where it was like, oh my gosh, is this guy?
That was a fun match.
Very fun match. Very fun match.
Yeah. So we got that takedown at the end. Can we play it or no?
Yeah, I
that's
did.
fun.
I don't think I downloaded it for him, but maybe JD could send it to him.
Yeah, because he got that takedown at the end, and I feel like he got in a really similar position in overtime. You're like, damn, can he do it? Could he do the same thing again, and get another one here and get an upset? Because that was a really good match.
Yes, it was. It was extremely, extremely competitive. I would have been stunned if Hidley had pulled it off. But then as the match was materializing, it was like, okay, this could definitely happen. Brooks's path was sort of tough. He had Bolin second round, then Romero, majored Romero 13-2, beats Hidley, then kind of dominates Amin, who closes out his career a 5-time All-American. No finish.
5.
No finish lower than third.
Fourth.
Fourth. He did fourth. Yeah.
That's bananas. I think he basically only loses to national champions too.
Yeah, it's really, really high level people.
Yes.
All right, who's a senior here? Because we got a lot listed. We have here's your list: Amin, Romero, Coleman, Venz, Gear, Wilson, Lyon, Cochran, and all those are listed as seniors. Okay, Gear's got to be done. He's old
done.
as crap. Taylor Venz has got to be done.
Yes.
I don't know about Coleman and Romero. I'm
Coleman's
not sure
coming
about
back.
He's back.
them. Okay. And Romero's
Vince, Vince has wrestled
Vince feels old.
He's wrestled in 5 NCAAs. Well, minus the 2020 where he was a qualifier. So yeah, he's got to be done.
Yep. Romero's got 1 year left.
Mm-hmm. So the big do it. You kind of did all the names. Do it a little more slowly.
Okay, so Miles Amin's done then.
Yes.
Romero's back.
Yes.
Coleman's back.
Yes.
Venz is gone.
Yes.
Gear is gone.
We shouldn't say back, by the way. We should say
can be back.
Yes.
Eligibility. Can be back. Sorry. Yeah. Britt Wilson.
Okay, let's look that one up.
And then you look up that one. I'll look up Max Lyon. Max Lyon.
Wilson can come back.
All right. Max Lyon. Let's see. Feels like he should be done.
He's got
1, 2.
No. Well, did he redshirt this year?
He's never redshirted.
He's got 1 more year.
No, he qualified.
Then he's done.
No, Max
Lyon.
Lyon.
He didn't redshirt. He's done.
Max Lyon is done.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
We're in agreement that Max Lyon is done.
We got a decent amount of graduators at that. Hunter Boland, is he done?
Ooh, I think he's back.
Keegan Moore's got to be done. He's so old.
He needs
probably
Chris
just gonna
Weiler's
transfer
got to
again.
be done.
He's gonna transfer again.
Chris Weiler's got to be done too, right? He's so old.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and graduate him. So let's look here. So he had a red shirt.
Who are you talking about?
I think Bolin. I think Bolin could be. He wrestled 1, 2.
He can come back.
He can come back. Come on back, Hunter Bolin.
All right. Let's see. Chris Weiler had his only year under 500 this year with a 42% winning percentage, and this is his last year of eligibility.
Okay. There goes Weiler.
Jeremiah Kent needs to go. He needs to quit beating Marcus Coleman.
Nah. You kicking him out?
Dude, I mean, on the other side, he's kind of painful to watch as a Mizzou fan. He freaking, oh my God. The match against Taylor Venz. No, Taylor Venz. Listen, it's tied. He had 2 minutes and 50 seconds of ride time, and he chose bottom. He sucks on bottom. But you got 2 minutes to get out. All you got to do is get out, and you maintain your ride time point unless you escape in the last 10 seconds. And he got ridden out, and he lost.
Wow.
It was terrible. It was really bad.
So if he goes neutral there,
he's already winning by 1 because he has. It was. Let's see. Or maybe he's losing by 1, but he had the ride time point, which made it tied. So if he would have had the escape, he would have won.
Yeah. I don't want anything to do with coaching good wrestlers or athletes, but in freestyle, I would love to have executive control over bricks and also choice between periods in folk style matches. I feel like I have a very specific skill set.
And Kent was killing Gear first round and got decked. Jeremiah Kent was so painful. He got decked. He got decked by Gear. Oh, bad. It was so bad.
He's gonna have to keep getting better because they've got that. Who's the guy that was wrestling?
Clayton Whiting, baby. I've been working out with him. He's got his match this week.
Yeah, Clayton Whiting, but also they have Colton Hawks.
Oh, Colton Hawks, yeah.
And then at 74, they've got that one dude,
Sean Harmon, who he actually beat Plot.
He beat Plot, so
yes.
Peyton better. I
guess it's.
Keep on keeping on.
Beats him kind of easy from what I heard, but yeah, he's a really hard worker, and they all really like him.
Lot of depth in Como, as they call it.
But Clayton Whiting's got who's he got? He's got Jack Waymeyer this weekend. Yeah, Sean Harmon's got a ton of eligibility. He's got 3 years. Maybe they can bulk him up because he's got 3 years left.
Bulk him up where though?
84, and then have Clayton redshirt maybe.
Okay. Dang, you're just out on Kent.
Oh God, it was so painful. Did you watch the matches he lost? It hurt. It hurt. It was like dagger. Please stop. This hurts.
You were in some pain. So Gavin Hoffman is. I guess we can move to 97. Hoffman was one of the under the radar stories that he made the semis out of the 21. Although we kind of said something like this would probably happen. We were pretty woke on Gavin and just 97 in general being chaotic.
And Gavin Hoffman, he was a guy who was, I think he was like a who's number one type kid in high school. Like he won
really who's
good,
number one. Yeah.
He won who's number one. you rarely see a guy who is good, and then he was really good his redshirt year, and then he kind of got worse, you know? He went up to heavyweight to try to find a spot. He came back down to 97, and I mean, in 2021, he was not even a national qualifier. So I'll look at Big Tens. He beat Wroblewski in overtime. He lost to Schultz and lost to Billy Janzer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this guy was not good. And then, I don't know, he figured it out. He figured out how to get good. And he got good. And he was not, you know, he still lost a lot of matches this year, but he was like in them all. Like the Warner match was really close. He lost to Max Dean in overtime. He beat Greg Bulsack. You know, it was like a lot of really good matches. And he figured out how to get, and he got an All-American.
Yeah, it was a strong performance by him.
Oh, do you remember his match with Braxton Amos in the first round of Big Tens where he came back and got a takedown late in the third and then a takedown in overtime to win?
Yes, it looked like Braxton was going to win that match.
Yes, for sure.
So that was notable, and it was also notable for the team race that Brucky lost pretty early to Woodley and then was unable to wrestle back to place. That was so Iowa and Michigan suffered early, pretty devastating losses with Brucky going down and with Ironman going down. You knew it was going to be a long road back.
Yeah.
Someone actually put in a question that I thought was so really kind of put everything in perspective for like just the difference between Penn State and everyone else. So this is from FRL Q Asker. He said, just let this go. If Ragusin beats McGee for 6, Micic beats Composto and Willits for 6, Massa beats Mackay for 2nd, Brucky beats Nino Araki for 8th, Paris beats Schultz Wood for 2nd, Michigan finishes with 9 of 9 AAs, 4 finalists, and still loses by 6.5.
Damn!
How nuts is that?
Nuts.
Totally nuts.
I mean, listen, this was where I don't want to pick on you, Christian, but the first show we did with Shane, and we're like, Shane, you're crazy. We'd be shocked. And then you came back the next show. You remember you had if, and I said, I don't give a damn. Penn State's winning, and it's like, man, and now like obviously reading that question, and then with the ifs you brought, it takes so much to make up that gap because they already had like I don't remember in your rankings a 20-point lead or whatever, and then you know they're gonna kind of do that. They're kind of not gonna be worse than that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, it takes so much to make it up.
I mean, my ultimate predictions were basically spot on about the team race.
They
were.
But you wavered on
Spot
yourself.
on.
You wavered on yourself for a minute.
I mean,
You did.
I entertained it. The notion, like, okay, yeah, it's not that it wasn't as audacious as maybe I thought.
They lost by 57 points. That's what you realize how many points that is? Not Michigan, Iowa, who we were talking about that day.
Yeah,
57 freaking points. That's like 2.5 Spencer Lees.
yeah. It's
So much. 2 Spencer Lees is not scoring 57 points.
he scores like 25, I think.
Yeah, so 50. So
Yeah,
we'll say 2.25. 2.25 Spencer Lees.
2.25.
That's healthy Spencers too.
Healthy Spencers. Like if
Healthy, yeah.
Abe Assad and Drake Ayala won
Maybe.
NCAAs, I think Iowa would still have lost.
What if Spencer Lee could score? What is the highest scoring NCAA person ever? Is there do we have a
I think
list on that?
30 is the most you can score.
Isn't it if you lose first and then pin your way to third?
No.
Can you score
No.
more points?
Oh, that would be no. He's right, and that's my contention. We're gonna bring that up next week. He is right because if you lost first round and you went all the way to third place, which would be ridiculous, and pinned every single person, you would score 16 bonus points. You would.
Okay.
You
Whoa.
would.
All right, let me look.
Jack.
6. What if you're the 33rd seed and you're in the pigtail?
Then you would score 18 bonus points.
I love it.
Okay, so Spencer Lee might be able to score 28 points.
So
If he was a real team player, he would lose first round.
yeah. Hey, Spencer, you say you're a team guy. We're gonna need you to take this first round loss to the 33rd seed,
Yes.
so you can battle back. Actually, Spencer, we need you to somehow get the 33rd seed this year. So we're gonna have to do some finagling, but ultimately we need to thread this needle and get you in this pigtail.
Hey, Rick Wasmer is making a really not a good point. He's saying OSU losing Terrell Delagnev hurt their upper weights. I feel like, well, we talked about Hoffman getting better, but I feel like their upper weights are their strong points. Cartwheel wrestled pretty well. Ethan Smith obviously did an All-American.
Cartwheel's not an upper weight.
I saw, I don't know, I say 65 and up is upper weight. So their upper weights are good. Karchla, Smith, Romero, Gavin Hoffman, and then obviously Orndorff was one spot away. That's their strong points.
Romero and Hoffman and Smith have all progressed as well throughout the career. They're not guys that came in as All-Americans.
Yeah.
But I will also
go Tervel, go Lopers.
I will also not.
I do like Tervel.
I won't make the point. I'm not going to make the point that losing Tervel helps in any way. I think it's probably not good, but it hasn't had negative effects that you can really tell. Although Orndorff,
they filled the gap. They filled the gap there.
Orndorff did place last year, right?
He kind of got lucky, I feel like, because no one was like, "Oh yeah, Orndorff's going to kill it there," and then he somehow snuck in there. I can look it up for you. And then I was Terrell had a positive effect on Christian Lance for sure because he got the upset of a great American hero, Wyatt Hendrickson.
That's right.
An upset to some. Pretty sure.
An upset.
It took a Loper for that Cornhusker to become an All-American. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if it was. I don't even know if we had Lance ranked ahead of or behind Hendrickson. We might not have.
Hendrickson was 9th. Lance was like 12 or 13, I think.
So we were close.
Orndorff's All-American run in 2021. All right, Orndorff to All-American in 2021. Where is he at? Did he lose first round?
Warrior status for Orndorff.
I literally can't find him in 2021. He All-American in 2021, right?
It might have been another year. Was it
Orndorff?
Oh no, I found him. I'm sorry. 20. He won. He beat Christian Lance out of the 21. So Christian Lance was the 12. He got killed by Cassiope the following round, the round of 16. And then the wrestlebacks. Let's see where he goes in the wrestlebacks. He beats Kingston Ward. He beat Andrews from Wyoming. He beat Ethan Laird. I forgot about that. The All-American. That was.
He'll be back next year. He was redshirting this year.
Oh,
he
Laird said, "Get the heck out of here, Gable. Get some of this riffraff out of there." Okay.
Hendrickson lost to Hilgard All-American last year. Boo. Hendrickson, you read Hendrickson?
He beat Jordan Wood. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Which now looks like a great win.
That does look like a great win.
Hey, speaking of Hodge candidates like Wyatt Hendrickson, what did you see the Hodge ballots are out? Are you going to place your votes?
I voted.
You voted?
Twice for Gable. Sorry, Keegan. Keegan's dad is so mad that Gable doesn't have any pins where he's going to win the Hodge.
Well.
Oh, man. He doesn't have any pins, but there is another award for pinners. It's called the Chalice Award. So I am in the camp that pins obviously help your dominance score, but they're not the only mark of dominance, and there's other ways to do it. So if you are only a pinner, go win the Chalice Award. That's great. And to be a Hodge Award winner, you need to be a full dominator.
Full-on dominator. That's Gable Stevenson.
Full-on dominator. Yes, and that is Gable, though, although he did not bonus his last three matches. His last three matches were not bonus. Yes.
Nick Soriano did not give up a takedown.
Nick Soriano's so I said, Brian Keegan's dad said, could he get second? I said, well, it's going to be Penn State. There's 3 nominees from Penn State, so they're going to kind of cancel each other out a little bit. So I think those 3 are out of the mix. But then you got Soriano and Yanni, who I think are going to get a lot of votes.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Second place.
Let me look at the. I had
Here, you want me to read them to you? Soriano, RBY, Nick Lee, Yanni, Deacon, O'Toole, Staraki, and Stevenson. So you got 3 Penn Staters. I think they're going to cancel each other out for votes. You know.
Well, you want to hear my ballot? This could get me yelled at. I don't care. I went
sure,
Gable.
go.
I went Gable, Keegan, Yanni, Starachi.
Gable, Keegan, Yanni, Starachi. Yes. So Nick Soriano actually has a really high bonus rate. So Keegan
he didn't wrestle enough.
So Gable's first in bonus, Keegan's second in bonus, Yanni's third. I'm sorry, Keegan's third, Soriano's second in bonus. He has 16 matches.
But I look at pins. I look at the criteria.
Okay, so read me the criteria again, since I'm a long time voter.
Record pins,
Dominance.
and then we have heart
Dominance should just
citizenship.
be number 2. We all know what it's for. It's for the guy who kicks the most
Past
ass. We know
credentials,
that.
quality of
Hello,
competition,
why?
sportsmanship/citizenship, and heart.
I sort of ignore past credentials.
Yes, as you should. This is a singular year award. We
Yes.
should ignore past credentials. Oh my gosh, I should have scrolled
Nomad
down
brought up
because I have
that
the
Past
criteria
credentials put a target on your back. And
Okay, hey, this is the 20. Hold on, this is the 2022, and it does not have pins in here. It says number 1, record. Number 2, dominance, bonus point percentage. Number 3, quality of competition. Number 4, sportsmanship. There is no heart in here.
These are new updated criteria.
The criterion. I did not vote on
criteria,
these criteria.
Look at it's. I will. How can I send? I'll text this to you guys right now.
All right, they're changing it up. Okay, JD makes a good point about the past credentials, that it puts a target on your back, making it more, the competition more, I don't know, they're going to try harder. I don't know, I'm throwing that out.
This is like game plan. Then you know what you're getting. Like
Let's try.
everyone's giving you their best attempt.
Hey, if you would have asked me, I would have guessed that Nick Lee's bonus percentage was higher than 59. I definitely would have guessed higher.
I felt the same way when I saw that.
Yeah.
I also looked at, like, the weight they navigated. That factored in for me. Like Keegan beat a returning champ who looked really, really good. Yanni didn't give up a takedown. He had a lot of pins, relatively speaking. No one really had a lot of pins, honestly.
No one really had a lot of pins. You know who had a lot of pins?
Wyatt Hendrickson.
Damn straight he did. He should probably win the Chalice Award, I think.
I would imagine he would.
Or what's our other favorite guy?
Gaston Gary.
Oh, come on, JD, help me out here.
Are you
Tell me
talking about Cook?
165.
Tanner
Yes,
Cook?
How many pins does he have?
I don't know, but you
Do you
also
count-
he gets pinned.
Yeah, I
It
count
doesn't
those.
matter.
I count
It
those.
doesn't matter.
No, I count those. That all goes to your pin count.
Yeah.
If you're getting pinned, that means you were probably
Entertainment value.
You were probably going for it. I think that's a feather in his cap, honestly.
The
197.
Johnny DeJulius Just Go For It award.
Wyatt's got 17 pins. That's he's winning the Chalice Award, I think.
Holy cow! Bring back the pin.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was those stats on less pins at NCAAs, which is obviously negative. I think, right? We all love the pin. I think a few things there. I think number one, they used to. Do you remember how they used to do the pigtails? It was really stupid, but you would obviously then be more likely to have someone really bad against someone really good in a pigtail match.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because
They were
there
more
wasn't 30.
random.
It was more random because it wasn't 33 per weight, so you could have one weight class could have 36 and you'd have 4 first round matches. You could have another bracket that had 28. So someone.
Okay, I'm not aware of this actually.
You aren't?
No.
Okay, so I guess I don't know what year this ended, but it was definitely still a thing during my NCAA career because my senior year I had a pigtail. So prior to whenever, I don't know when, maybe 2010, somewhere in there, there wasn't 33 qualifiers per weight. You had a certain amount of qualifiers allocated per conference. They would generally give them out. So like the Big 12 was 37. They'd give out the top 3 spots and they would vote on the other 7. Could be any weight class. And all conferences would do this. So you would find some weight classes where you'd have, say, 36, 37 qualifiers, and you'd have some weight classes where there was 28. So like my freshman year, I got a bye to the round of 16 because there wasn't enough qualifiers. And they didn't give the byes to the 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? They just put them in there random. So you could have a lot of really weird pigtail matches where someone really good was getting someone obviously really bad because, that was how it worked out sometimes. So that would probably, I'm curious to see how many pins that would equate to.
Guys, I hate to change the subject here.
Uh-oh,
Referee
what's
number
up?
6 is like his name's Ryan Hagan. He's like a recording artist. He's like a singer. He was
you shouldn't be
discovered by
doxing
Beyonce
people.
and Destiny's Child, according to his Wikipedia.
Why the F is he refereeing? Then
Yeah,
Hey,
why are you
love it.
doxing people online? Now, this
No,
guy's
he's
gonna
not
get so
doxing.
much-
He's a public figure. It's not doxing, Ben.
But no one knew he was a public figure until you brought it up on this damn podcast.
Someone knew.
He was in hiding for all we knew.
Someone at Flow pointed this out to me. He's not hiding his identity.
That's literally the point of the
identity.
number. That's literally the point of the number. I guess maybe not identity, but yeah, you can listen to him on Spotify.
This guy. Check him. Hey, listen.
Oh my God.
You may not agree with all his calls. I actually think this guy traditionally is a pretty good ref, although he did not have his best. Sometimes wrestlers go to NCAAs and they don't have their best performance. That can happen to refs too. I've watched this guy. He does a lot of ACC duels. That's how I'm aware of him. But maybe his music will make you come around. Let's send this to Jordan Burroughs and maybe he'll reconsider. Jordan, listen to one of Ryan Hagen's hit singles. He's a pop music sensation according to his website.
I don't know about sensation.
He's a sensation. It says it right here.
Sensational.
Okay, wow, he's just stunting in front of this car too. We really got to pull this in. Okay, so that was the Ryan Hagen deep dive.
Let's do a few questions. Do a few questions, and then let's finish 97 heavyweight.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
and I'm getting it. Okay, listen to this. So while you say I'm doxing people, they announced
you're
it.
doxing people.
They announced it publicly at D2s last year, and it is common knowledge among the refs, announcers, event management people.
Definitely not common knowledge.
I said among. You are not among the among. You're not in the elite class here, Ben. You're on the outside. Okay.
Oh my God.
Wow.
He's a member of the Heaters. Did you say that already?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it says he's one of the members of the Heaters, an alternative rock band.
Sound like they smoke cigarettes.
That's awesome.
I hope he doesn't do that. It's a bad habit.
Oh my God.
What a beast. You're so jealous, Ben. Look at him. Don't let me stop. There it is. That's Ryan Hagen. Look at him.
Oh,
Don't let me stop. Don't let me stop calling pins as fast as I want to. That's what that.
He plays guitar. He plays guitar in the Heaters. Just FYI.
You are so jealous. You want to be in the Heaters. Ben Askren in the Heaters.
I do not want to be in the Heaters.
A funk band called the Heaters. All right, you want to do some questions?
Yeah, and then we finish 97 heavyweight tomorrow, and then next Tuesday. Listen, next Tuesday, I'm gonna bring up my point argument, and I created this. NCAA, you're free to use this. I think I have a really, really good way to score the NCAA tournament, more effective than what is currently being scored, because there is some misallocation of points currently. To JD's point, the third placer could score higher than the champion.
Yeah, that seems like a flaw. And isn't there also like a consolation flaw where like a better seed has a tougher round of 12 match if things wrestle out to seed?
I think that's actually okay, because you would have you would have the easier on the front side.
Okay, so
then you guys wrestle so much different on the back side. I need to go
look at what scenario that is.
Bracketology.
Okay, first question is from R. Hagen09. What is your favorite Ryan Hagen album? Ben, this question's for Ben.
Stop.
Okay, I made that one up. Classic made up. It's okay.
Surely isn't had Scott's pin call. I love that Scott.
Pinfall Wizard. We'll call that one.
Although I do like I like that Peyton Robb got an All-American. I like Peyton Robb.
He's fun to watch. And that sounds like you hate it.
Terrell effect.
Terrell effect. Yeah, exactly.
Loper.
Okay. What does CP regret?
Wait, hold on. Was Christian Lance a loper or something? Is that why he won't shut up about that?
No, he wasn't a loper, but he was D2, which JD was D2, and he was coached by a loper, Tervel Delagnev.
Right. So he could not All-American at Fort Hays State Division II, and then went to Nebraska and became a Division I All-American under great Nebraska Carney loper, Tervel Delagnev. So many are both saying that to be an All-American, you need a loper in your corner, and that Division II is harder than Division I.
That's the main takeaway.
I've got the data to prove it.
Arizona wrestling fan. Andonian obviously stepped his game up to another level this weekend. So do you see him maintaining this level going forward?
I think, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say yeah. I mean, Andonian was really young. Is this his second year in college or third year? Because he wrestled
Yes, he was on the junior world team this summer. That's how young he is.
Yeah. So I guess this was his third year of college, but he was super young when he graduated high school because, as you said, last year on the junior world team. I think he's getting better. Yes.
Yeah, I think one thing that makes me think that he would is he is so willing to take risks, and you have to figure if you're like that in your training, you're going to be able to get a lot better, a lot faster. Whereas, the guys in the practice room that really just want to win practice and just hold and not take risks. I think that can have a negative effect on how you perform.
I think he's also controlling that chaos a little bit better in competition.
Yes, I agree.
Well, for sure he was at NCAAs. His
I mean, he's still amazing to watch. He's still, hitting big moves and stuff. It's awesome, but I think it is a little bit more selective and controlled.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm not ready to say he's fully on the other side of that. I mean, his Tariq Wilson match was not that long ago, and it was just like we were all collectively scratching our heads with some of that. But it's like kind of the blessing and curse of Bryce. He's a beast, though. Chances Starace wins 5. Lewis looks so good. He very much has the ability to beat Starace, but does anyone have more grit than Starace? He should be Shane's favorite wrestler. Is he that gritty?
He's gritty. He's gritty. Someone else. No. Oh, you texted me. I think. Or who texted me?
Shane was tweeting that Starace has the best gas tank in NCAA wrestling. It's totally not true.
Good, but it's not true at all.
It's not remotely true.
It's not remotely true. But
We've watched him get tired in matches.
Yes, Starace's tough. He wrestles hard. He's really gritty. He has a chance to be first 5-time NCAA champ. So yeah, he has all of those qualities. But as far as is cardio his great weapon? No, it's not. It's just not. It's not a liability, but it's also not one of his big weapons.
Exactly.
My whole thing with the 5-timer and 4-timer thing now is there's going to be somebody who we don't realize yet that's like a sophomore in high school that's going to come in and pose real threats as a freshman or sophomore.
Really? Who?
I'm saying we don't know, but
we don't know. That's the crazy part, Ben.
But now I think guys' windows to win is much earlier now. That I think there's a real possibility that a lot of people's best years to win are their freshman 1, 2, 3 years instead of 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Levi Haynes is going to make Carter Strachey sit on the bench.
Ooh.
That's
I like that take.
Yeah, I don't. I like Levi. Carter's one of our favorite guys, Ben. We've been high on him.
Matt Singleton's good. Who else? I'm not hugely high on. Yeah, if you're talking about some of these other dudes beating him, I think you're on drugs.
Well, I'm not.
Maybe he's on drugs.
Stuff you don't predict either.
drugs.
This early. Am I gonna predict this high school junior to be Carter Strachey? No, but I don't know. It just happens.
Okay,
guys, and I'm not even saying in this instance particular. I'm saying I think it's an overall trend where I would not be shocked if we see guys win titles as sophomore, junior, freshman, and then not as juniors and seniors.
Yeah,
because guys are so good, so young now.
Unfortunately, for your argument, Carter one place where progress is almost certainly made with high-level guys.
Yeah, that was going to be my counterpoint.
Although Nolf had a really tough match. Now, to give you a point, JD.
Should have lost to Hidley.
Nolf had a really close match against Hidley.
Probably should have lost.
Very close. I don't think that was a takedown. My opinion.
I don't know.
Okay.
What do you say, CP? Break the tie.
There's 2.
Oh, yeah.
But hold on. Hold the freaking phone. Well, hold the phone. That was early in the match. The idea that if he got that takedown, it would have changed the match for sure. But
yes,
the idea obviously Jason Nolf's not going to take him down is kind of loco.
Yes. And then who knows? Trajectory. Hidley wins the rest of them too. He's your 74 champ this year.
No. Okay. Next question. There's some good ones in here. Wait, do you think Starace's going to win 5? Just answer the question.
Me?
Yes.
I think it's more likely than not.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say no.
Obviously, there's
something happens. He gets injured. I don't know,
injured car,
or doesn't want to come back.
Doesn't want to come back.
The thing is, if you win 4,
dude,
what if Kale's
the only person ever?
He's got to
go.
It's too enticing. Yeah. What if you come back and lose though? Is your 4 tainted?
That would be interesting.
That's interesting. No, you still got well.
Sandy Summers Russell says, let's talk about Yanni's wink at Ridge during the finals. Apparently he winked at the end.
I saw some other people say this. I missed it.
My brother texted me that he winked.
I missed it.
Are you pro or anti-wink? Would you, Ben? You probably winked at people.
Yeah, I would wink at someone and mess with them. But why was he winking? I don't remember. I don't remember seeing this. So I guess I'm kind of caught off guard because I don't remember.
Why did he wink? Who's to say? I don't know. Next question. Okay.
I knew college wrestling was scripted.
What's the number one rule change that needs to be made for next season? It's the step out. It's number one. It's time. It would change so much. It would make everything so much better.
That's why it'll never happen.
It's the number one problem. That's why it'll never happen. Some coaches want it, some don't. I don't think it'll happen.
Let's just do it.
I think we should
definitely
just
not next year.
Yeah, we should just say they're too scared to do it. Shame them.
Chickens.
Okay. Next question. What does CP regret the most? Picking against Keegan or shaming Ben for having Ridge in the finals? Well, I learned a trick this weekend for when you're wrong about something. You can just declare it as show business.
That's showbiz, baby.
And then you're not actually wrong. It's just show business. So both of those were actually just show business and the actual opposite of how I felt. So I'm invoking show business. No, it's honestly
it's a good line. I was running an angle with. I mean, listen, I fully enjoy watching Wyatt Henderson wrestle, and he's good. But the notion that, you know, I started getting him wins on the bracket. I'm like, F it, I'm just gonna have him go all the way to third place. And you know what? He's gonna beat all these dudes. And I realized that there was a very, very small likelihood. Although, if he would have taken third, I would have partied on y'all about it. So
of course.
I
think for me, it was. I do regret picking against Keegan because I was kind of I picked him to win most things always, but he looked off at the tournament. It wasn't like I didn't feel like I was getting 100% Keegan, and I thought 100% Keegan was required to navigate this weight class, and that was not the case because I don't think Keegan was 100%, but he was still better than all these dudes. So probably that, because shaming Ben was. I'm never going to deprive myself that. That's always going to be fun. But then it was crazy that he made that final. Okay. What's another? Would a 3-point takedown improve the product?
No.
I
don't think we saw any matches this year. And maybe you can bring one up, Christian, where we said the scoring system is broken. It doesn't work. It gave us the wrong winner. I can't think of one from the whole NCAA tournament.
I've definitely wavered on this because I think there's probably a point in time where I'm like, yes, 3 makes sense because I don't like the idea that 2 escapes equals a takedown, and basically if you get a takedown at the end of the period, it's worth more. But then I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of the other way with it. I think a step out improves the product way more than a 3-point takedown does, and
yes.
So yeah, I'm okay with it. And I do think you should get something for escaping, even though it is a scoring opportunity that is largely given to someone for being inferior from neutral, which is sort of a weird thing, that you get the opportunity to score a point just because you get taken down.
Yeah. I'm in for the current scoring. I don't think we produce any results where it's not the righteous winner, I guess you'd say.
Righteous.
That's kind of a strong word.
I love righteous.
I shouldn't use a word that strong. No, but if you know, we talk about this, there's some people who have a significantly only takedown bias, but if you value all 3 positions, the scoring system produces the correct winner.
Yes, I feel that way as well.
Do y'all like the ability to let someone out from bottom and not give up a point?
I hate it. I do not like it because it would change matches, given that you would get 2-point takedown value versus a 1-point takedown, takedown and escape, when you get lucky to get a takedown on the edge, right? So all of a sudden a takedown on the edge is worth more than a takedown in the middle right? Because of stopping the scoring action. I don't really love that at all. I would be okay with something to the effect of if you've ridden them for a certain length of time, because this would also do it with boring riding. Because say like I get a takedown with 50 seconds left in the period, okay? And I have to ride him for 30 seconds before I can let him go with no penalty. Then after 30 seconds, I can let him go and I can try to get another takedown to end the period. Whereas if you had 20 seconds left, you're never, ever going to let someone go because the chances you actually take them on 20 seconds are relatively low. So you've given away a free point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I could be okay with something like that. And that way it's not situational because no matter what, you have to be good on top because you have to be able to maintain position for that period of time before you release them.
Heck yeah.
So I'd be okay with something like that.
I'm with you on that.
I got a rule change that I won't say which college coach because I don't know if he wants me to say. I'm not sure he would care, but I just won't say it because I don't know. He said if a 2-point swipe is worth 2 and a 4-point swipe is worth 4, why don't we just score all of the swipes? All swipes are worth 1 point.
Makes sense.
And I thought I kind of love it because then you are penalized. And his counterpoint to himself was, then what about referees being in bad positions? They're going to miss a lot of those 1-point swipes.
Yep.
Well, I guess.
Well, I'm fine with starting at 2, but it is silly how we go 2-4, not 2-3-4.
I think I said this year for the first time, I was like, there should be a 1 count. You should get a point for a 1 swipe because it's not like you could just straight up roll a guy through. To get a 1 count, you have to stop him and hold him there. You got to hold him there. So it's not like we're like parterred off. So I completely agree with that, Ben. Okay, let's go. It's 9:46, deep in the heart of Texas. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. What are we gonna do? We didn't finish NCAAs.
We gotta finish.
We refuse to finish NCAAs. We don't want to let go. We're having too much fun.
Maybe send in some voicemails.
Call them now. Someone sent me a message that it was full.
That was a long time ago.
That was the past. This is now. That's what JD's saying. Okay, well that's it. Thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Goodbye.